Hello everyone, and before I start the tutorial, a small announcement. I am giving a 30% discount on 6 of my current trainings. So I'll put the list down in the description, but just to tell you, Flippy Murders 1 and 2, Toon shading, character design, Little Big UI and VDBN noise. So the code is 30. Again, I'll put all of that in the description down below. It's available from now till the end of April. So if you're interested in any of these 6 trainings, you can use the code and get a discount. Buy these 6 trainings, I just pick them randomly. Okay, so let's get started. It's been a while since I made a tutorial, but I'm back to making, doing more procedural modeling stuff. So what I'm going to do in this one is we'll make like a small procedural sofa. So where we can sort of, do some basic controls. So I can, adjust the height, I can adjust the width, and I can also adjust the, how big or small the cushion should be. And we can also control, like these things on the side, like the rests. And the one thing I haven't done in this, but we'll do it in our file is, let's say when it expands, I also want more cushions. Right now when it expands, it just like that one cushion keeps expanding. Okay, so yeah, so what we'll do is like when it expands, it breaks up into more cushions. Don't worry about the texture. It's not a seamless texture. That's why you're seeing those gaps. If you have a seamless texture, it'll look better. So we'll also take care of like the UV mapping. Okay, so to get started, let's start with the armrests, and then we'll sort of make the rest. So I'll make a simple geometry and I'll call it sofa. So let's jump in and I'll create a line. This will be my height. And what I want to do is we basically want like a circle attached to like one side, and then we want like this to have a width, and then the whole thing sort of merges together. So what I'll do is I'll take another line. This will be the armrest width. And I can just take a sweep, and this will be in the X direction. So 1 and 0, and I'll make it small. And we also want it in the center. So type in size, and you'll get something called match size, and you can just plug that in, and that comes into the middle. So I can just plug this in and the sweep. And by default, it will sort of turn it like that. So what you want to do is you want to come into the roll and make it -90. Okay, so it's facing towards the front. Okay, so that takes care of the width, but now we also want that circle on one side. So I'll just take a circle. And what I want is, I want the circle to attach here, push towards the X. In the negative X. So what we want to do is we want to take another match size here and just push it to max, like that in the X axis. So I can like make it smaller. Okay. And then take a range, take a group by range. I can drop this here, and I want to select the top point. So we'll do end as 1. We'll set this to points and do invert range. Okay, so the advantage of this is that even if I add some points here, which I don't need to, but if I add some points here, this will always select the top point. So, and just call it top, and then I can use a copy to points and just copy it, and we'll call it top. Okay, so this is done. And then I also want to reverse this, otherwise they won't merge together. So this is good and that's good, and we can merge these two together. So this and that. So there you go. Okay, I think we don't need this. So get rid of the match size. Yeah, this is better. Okay, and then take a labs extract silhouette. Make sure it's kept in the Z axis and plug this in, and there you go. So we have this. Now I just need to smoothen it out a bit. So take a resample and yeah, like keep it slightly small, and then take another resample, and this one we'll keep it as subdivision curves and just lower it. So you'll get like a nice rounded shape. So this gives me, the basic shape that we want. Now what I want to do is I want to set up the width, and this will be on both sides. So I'll take another line, and this will be in the X. This will need a match size. So we'll take a match size and just plug that in. By default, everything just goes to center. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to give it normal. So one pointing in this direction and one pointing in that direction. So take an orientation along curve. And what we want to do, come to additional rotations, take up roll. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's copy this first and then we can adjust it. So do copy to points and then just, like plug this in. Yeah. And now let's see which one works. So I think so we have to do yaw. Okay, yeah. So take the yaw, make it -90, and then take the incremental yaw and make it 180. So you'll get this. Okay, so this one points in this direction. So if you look at the width line, this is in the middle. So we can put our sofa over there and this will be on either side. And then I can just take a reverse and I can, we'll have to reverse one of these. Which one do we need to reverse is the question. Yeah, 1. So this will be 1 and we reverse it. Yeah, it shows it black like that. It'll be fine when it, when we extrude and do everything, it'll be fine. Okay. Or you can try to give it a normal now and that will be okay. Yeah, there you go. See, so this is without the reverse, it causes problems. Yeah. So now that all of this is done, we don't need normals, so we can get rid of that. But yeah, it'll show up fine. Okay, so now that this is done, let's take care of the cushion and the base. Okay, so what we do is let's name this as width and let's color this. Okay, or we can like make it like RGB if we want. So let's make this red, let's make this green. Okay. Okay, so this is fine. Now what I want is, maybe the sofa should be till here, like the seating area. So let's take a carve and we'll take this and cut it. We can take it from here and we'll cut off the top, so about that much. And then I'll take another carve and this will be, we'll split it into 2 pieces. Okay, so again, like take the top and in here you say keep inside and outside. So we have like, both. So this top part will be my cushion and the bottom part is the base. And we can call it like, no need to call it anything. Okay, or we can call it base cushion split. And let's color this to yellow so we know like it's important. Okay, now take a split node and just type in 0. Yeah, so this side will be my cushion and this side will be the base. Alright, so now that this much is done, let's take care of the cushion first. Okay, so what we want to do with the cushion is I want to take the width line. Okay, so let's plug that here into a resample. And we'll keep this resample count to, let's keep it to 1 for now. Or let's keep it to 0.5. So the thing to understand is like, this is the length. Okay, so every time it goes over 0.5, you'll get one more point in there. And what we want to do is, I want to split this up into 2 individual lines. So take a convert line and this will make it into 2 lines. So you'll notice like, if you turn on primitive number, say, so before, otherwise it's like single and then now it's 2. And then I will take a for each primitive and I need this line. So we'll take a sweep. So again, this will also have to be like, it should be like 90 degrees or I think -90. Okay. So if I don't do this, like if I just do a sweep with this guy and like, let's just temporarily plug it in here. See, we get that. Okay. Yeah. And the -90 is needed. Otherwise it will, not rotate it. But what we want is that we want it to happen in a for each because we want to do this for, each one. So and we also want to pick up these guys, this resample stuff that we had done, because we also want this to get slightly rounded. So I'll just plug these in over here, and if we plug that, you'll get like, a nice rounded cushion. Okay, but we want it to happen for, like as it keeps breaking, we should get more and more cushions. So we'll just, disconnect this. This comes in here, and that goes in there, and this input comes into this, and that plugs out here. So what we get is we get 2 cushions. Okay, now of course this is too small, like it shouldn't be 0.5, we'll keep it to 1. So what happens now is that as we adjust the width, it keeps giving me, more cushions. Okay, so this is done. This is the cushion, and the base will be continuous, so the base doesn't need to break up. So we can just take this, do Control-C, Control-V, like disconnect that, and the base will be just, like without the resample. So from there, and so if we merge these two together, we get this, and then we can also merge in, this guy. See, so we have a 2D icon for a sofa, like I can take this and adjust it. See, so we get this, and then I can also, like get it. Yeah, when it's less than 1, it will be single, and then we can adjust the height of this. We can adjust the circle size, like if you want these to be bigger. We can also adjust the armrest width. Okay, so this is done. Now we just need to give it some depth. So that should be easy enough. So all we have to do is take this, and we take a final line, and this will be my depth. So let's just call it depth. And this will be in the Z axis. And again, we'll do size. So match size, put it in the center. Yeah. And we can just do a sweep with this and that. There you go. So that's fine. And I can do like end caps to single polygon. Yeah, that's still causing problems. Let's just give it a normal or something. Or okay, we'll need to bevel it. I think it will be fine after we bevel it. Okay, so take a group, because we want to select those edges. Does the sweep have an option to select edges? Let's run on end caps and see if this works. Okay, let's do a poly bevel. Otherwise, or we'll select. Okay, so I'll do a poly bevel, and the group will be end caps. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it works. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So after the beveling, it's fine. So we'll just take this, and I'll slightly round it off. Now what we can also do in the sweep is I can come to UVs and just turn this on, and we just need to make sure that when we adjust this, see, so this, it should sort of keep, it shouldn't stretch, like it should just repeat itself. So I can turn off the normalize. Okay, so now what happens is, like, see, it kind of keeps adjusting. Okay, so just make sure you turn off the normalize. We'll make it slightly deeper. So I think 1.25 should be good. Yeah, I think 1.5 is fine. Okay, so this is good. And now we need to do the same thing here. So we can try to do it all together. Let's see if this works. So Control-C, Control-V. And let's just plug this in over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is fine, except we just don't have UVs for the front. So what we can try is, since we have this as a group, okay, let's take a UV texture. And in the UV texture, I can pick up the group as end caps, and we'll set this to, let's set it to face. There you go. Okay, and so that should take care of, or let's try to bring it in here and set it to face. Yeah, there you go. So this is fine. And we can do the same thing for the front. So Control-C for like the armrests. So I can take this and bring it in here, and there you go. See, so now you have, like, UVs for everything, and I can just disconnect this and I can plug that in. Okay, and now as a final thing, let's take these guys, and I want to give it a sweep. So I can have like a threading on the side, so I can just take this and let's make it like round tube. And I think it's causing problems because it has normals. Does it have normals or something? Yeah, it has normals. Okay, so just take an attribute delete and get rid of the normals. So just come to point attributes, normals. There you go. So anytime you have problems like these, there's a good chance that your geometry has normals. So that's why sweep is causing issues. So we can just take this and turn on compute and turn off normalize. And then what we want to do is we want to copy it to both sides here. So just take a copy to points and let's just plug these in. Yeah, so there you go. So you have like, front and back, and I can just merge that in over here. And there you go. You get like, nice little threading on the front and back. We can make it smaller if you want to. Like I can make it small enough. And I had done some basic like UV quick shade. So I'll just pick that up from my previous file. So I'll just come in here and I have this because I picked up a texture over there. I don't want to go looking for the texture again. And let's just plug this in here and see what we get. There you go. See. Yeah, you're getting a little bit of that seam in the middle because the texture is not tileable. So if you have a tileable texture, it will look better. But yeah, so now you have an object that has, that has UVs and is fully procedural. And you can sort of, make any of the adjustments that you want. See, so we have like, multiple multiple cushions, and then we can adjust the, thickness of this, and we can adjust the height of this. What you can try is before the UV quick shade, you can take a UV transform and we can try to sort of move this around. So I can take a translate here, see, make it like 0.5. See, so the seam doesn't come in the middle. It sort of shifts off to a side. So it looks slightly better. I can probably take the height and move it as well. Anyways, so that's pretty much it. So this is how you can make, a simple procedural sofa. So once again, just mentioning 30% discount on 6 Houdini trainings from now till the end of April. Okay, and the code is 30.